it's Natalie. I just want to show you something today that I cannot live without in my kitchen. And nope, it's not an expensive piece of equipment. It did not cost a lot of money. In fact, it only cost me 99 cents. So these are my 99-cent ice cube trays, and I seriously use them all the time. So I'm going to show you lots of ways to get the most benefit out of these ice cube trays. They are good for more than just water ice cubes. Let me show you two examples of what I have currently. They were in my freezer. So I have some frozen coffee, just leftover coffee that we didn't use, and then I have some tomato paste. So the frozen coffee is great if you want to make a coffee flavored smoothie, or if you want to make an iced coffee and you don't want your coffee watered down. This is a great way to save the leftovers. And then my tomato paste, so last night I made a soup and it called for tomato paste. And this is leftover tomato paste from a few weeks ago when I opened a can of tomato paste. And so I was able to throw it right in. And I have two small children, so I am all about shortcuts in the kitchen, except I don't want to compromise on the nutritious part of my meals, and I don't want to waste time in the kitchen. So that's the beauty of these ice cube trays. So let me just show you some examples of what you can do. So I have just some diced onion that I made for a previous recipe, and I don't want them to go bad. So I'm just gonna scoop a little bit of onion into my ice cube trays. And then I have some hummus that are some pesto that is, it might be good for maybe another week or so, and after that it's a little bit questionable. So I'm just gonna take some of this, I'm gonna scoop it into my ice cube trays. And the nice thing about this too is it's portion control, so you know exactly how much you're consuming. And this is really handy too because it makes really nice portions, like if you just want spreads on your sandwiches. And so the same thing goes for not just pestos, but if you want to do some hummus. So I have some hummus that I recently made. So we're probably going to use as a family most of this, but we may not use the last of it. And again, I don't want to spoil any food. So I'm just going to put in just enough hummus into each ice cube little tray here, enough to use as a spread on my sandwich or enough for dipping crackers or vegetables in. So again, it's built-in portion control and you're not wasting food. Okay, and then the beauty of the ice cube trays too is that you can save your herbs. And even if you use only part of your herbs for a recipe or for a meal, you don't have to let them spoil. So I'm just gonna chop some of my cilantro. And then I'm gonna add my cut up cilantro, a little bit in each of the ice cube trays, and then I'm gonna fill it with just enough water to sort of act as a binder. And so if you're making, let's say, a Thai dish or a Mexican dish that calls for cilantro, as soon as that's frozen, I mean, it's really gonna be ready and available for your recipe indefinitely. So you don't have to waste the ingredients that you've purchased, and it just makes it much quicker when you're at the stove cooking something. Same thing goes for green onion. So you can chop some green onion. Maybe you have some leftovers. You add those to the bottom of your ice cube tray. And then add just enough water to kind of act as a binder. And then I also will use ice cube trays for like homemade sauces. So I like to make like a Brava sauce or a lemon piccata sauce, and I'll just double the recipe and then throw them in a whole ice cube tray. And then I have little portions ready to go if I'm cooking, you know, individual pieces of fish or chicken. It's just super easy to heat that up, and then it's ready to go, and I don't have to make a brand new sauce. So let me just show you how this looks. All different kinds of ingredients in our ice cube tray. Just throw those in your freezer and it'll just take a few hours to freeze, and then you can pop them out and put them in individual baggies and they'll be ready to go. And the sky is really the limit. Anything that you will use in the future. It will stay fresh a lot longer if you freeze it. And then portion control with the ice cube trays is awesome. That's a pretty creative way to use 99 cents. See you next time. Bye-bye.